This is the Iowa Weather Report for Saturday, February 16th, 2013. And now our first look at the 0Z GFS Model Run. So at noon today we still have the trough, a very deep one over the eastern half of the country. Some energy rotating around the base of that trough. Could produce a little bit of precipitation across the east coast, up into New England, some lake effect snow over the Great Lakes, and a little bit of flurries and light snow over the Plain States. Highs today in the 20s and 30s. A little bit warmer here on Sunday as winds switch around to the south and west. Temperatures maybe upper 20s to lower 30s north and east to maybe the 40s and lower 50s south and west with sunshine. And then Monday we have this storm coming in, a little bit of precipitation, maybe some rain or a wintry mix, mainly in the eastern counties of the state in the afternoon into the evening hours, with highs a little bit cooler than Sunday. Tuesday, that storm is now off to the east along the east coast and then along the Great Lakes. New storm moves into the Pacific Northwest and down into California, and we'll need to watch that in the days ahead, because Wednesday that storm begins to move into the plains, the central and southern plains, the Rockies, the Wasatch, down into the desert southwest with some rain and mountain snow even in Arizona and southern California. And then that moves in our direction here Thursday. Low pressure near or just west of Wichita. Some snow breaking out, maybe a little bit of a wintry mix in the southern counties. Otherwise, it looks to be all snow here Thursday, ending here early on Friday as the low begins to fill slightly as it moves toward the eastern and Great Lakes. Cold air begins to come back behind this system as well, heading into the next weekend. And a week from today, we have the trough moving into the west with some energy around the base near West Texas and New Mexico. Another piece of energy just inside the Pacific Northwest coast. And there could be a little bit of rain shower, maybe a thunderstorm across the south and the Gulf Coast. A little bit of activity across the plains into the Rockies, and the Pacific Northwest looks rather wet and white as well. A couple days after that, on February 27th, pattern, almost zonal, a few ripples here and there, some energy across the mid-Atlantic and southern New England. And if this is right, this would bring a little bit of snow activity, maybe a little bit of wind across the east coast down to the south with some rain and maybe a thunderstorm down in Florida. A little bit of light snow or flurry activity if this is right around here into the upper Midwest. And at the end of the forecast on March 3rd, now we have a trough over the east, a ridge over the west, especially over southern and central California. Some energy coming around the ridge, and that could spark maybe a little bit of snow activity across our part of the country into New England and the Great Lakes, a little bit of rain across South Florida, and some precipitation hanging back even into the Pacific Northwest coast. Here's the satellite image from last evening. We had some clouds across the Gulf Coast and across Florida, and also some high and mid-level clouds across the northern high plains, and otherwise it was fairly quiet across the country. Watch warning map from last evening, some freeze issues across the Gulf Coast into Florida, some winter weather issues over the Carolinas and across the northern Rockies, and outside some river flood issues across the south. It's quiet across the country. KPF chart precipitation over the next 5 days through Wednesday evening at 6 o'clock, showing some decent amounts of precipitation from the Mississippi River eastward and along the west coast, with maybe up to 1/4 of an inch of liquid around here.